As a garden landscaper by trade, I know a fair amount about plants. But with thousands of different species, I'd be hard-pressed to remember them all. For the last few years, I've been using an app on my phone to help me identify plants that I'm unsure about. You just take a photo of the plant through the app, and then using AI, it compares this photo to a database of other plant images and tells me the name of it. And while it might not be right 100% of the time, it can be incredibly useful. These days, artificial intelligence can do more than just identify plants. A growing range of AI-based platforms and apps now promise help with everything from garden design to pest spotting. So we've asked some Morning Live viewers to road test a few of them to see how useful they really are. Susie from Suffolk wanted to design a new border.
So I've had a go at using AI to plan some changes to a bit of a shady border I've got in my cottage garden. It asked me if I wanted a particular colour palette. It asked me if I wanted a planting schedule. So all in all, I'm really impressed.
John from Manchester wants to totally transform his garden.
So I'm going to run a suggestion of a Mediterranean garden through AI and let's see what we get. It looks amazing, but my ponds disappeared. So it's not a true representation of what's actually there. I'm not impressed with AI.
Gardens like these at RHS Wisley in Surrey can be inspirational, but we don't all have access to this sort of gardening expertise. Georgia from Surrey turned to AI for her gardening support and used it to help transform her outdoor space. When did you decide to make that step to kind of ask AI for help?
So I am very much a beginner gardener, so I have just taken pictures of my garden and asked it to create a couple of ideas. Not all of it is always correct, because sometimes it's just colour inspiration or texture inspiration. I then go away and do the proper plant research to see what I could put there instead. We had a very small wildlife pond and it was very overgrown, and we knew we wanted to make it a lot bigger, and I used flour to mark out the edges of where I wanted the new pond to be. So I crafted a really, really long prompt. So I inputted this photo. So when the visualization came back and we were happy with how that was going to look, what I then did was prompt it to ask me where I could get those sort of materials from for a really good price.
So Georgia used AI to visualise what her garden could look like and how much it could cost. And this is how it turned out. And have there been any challenges where AI's maybe not been able to get it right?
Yeah, we've bought a plant, asked it about the conditions, and it would say, yes, the conditions are great for the garden. We put it in and realised it gets really big.
Okay, right.
So we didn't think to ask it about how big or wide it could spread. We are going to have to actually move that plant somewhere else.
Grant Taylor from Aberdeen has used AI to completely redesign his garden and give him step-by-step instructions on how to do it.
I never knew so many people would want to see an absolute idiot like me trying to renovate a garden.
He's videoed himself every step of the way, posted it online, and as a result, become an internet star.
Back to my favourite thing in the world, turf digging.
I snapped a photo of my garden, put it into the AI chatbot and was prompted it to say, design me a clean, modern looking garden. I wanted 2 decking areas, a shed, and basically a flat bit of grass. It spat out an image and I started building that, and then I just follow it to the letter of the law, and yeah, things get built.
Have there been any times when maybe the AI hasn't been 100% reliable?
Sometimes it can get frustrating. I was trying to install like a wooden border around my garden, but I didn't know how to work out. My garden's on a massive slope, and I gave it the wrong prompt and it gave me the wrong instruction, and I ended up trying to level it off from the top of the garden to the bottom, and I basically built the Great Wall of China of wood all the way down.
It took me about 4 hours to install this, and it's going to take me about 3.5 seconds to rip it all out.
Here at RHS Wisley, scientists are using AI to help determine which plants are the most beneficial for different purposes. I'm meeting RHS botanist Dr. Kalman Konivesh. He's part of a team which, using images of the nearly 100,000 dried plant specimens, is building a knowledge bank of garden plants for specific uses. For example, plants that are good for pollination, pollution capture, or even helping with waterlogged gardens. How does AI come into this whole picture?
We have a project called Plants for Purpose, where we're trying to find which plants provide anything more than just being pretty, an ornamental plant, a nice flower in a garden.
Using high-resolution photos taken here at Wisley, AI will use machine learning techniques to identify common characteristics between plants, like their textures.
So instead of touching every specimen, the idea is that we use high-resolution photograph of the specimens to look for characters on the plants that we know contribute to certain ecosystem services. For example, a hairy leaf that's useful for pollution capture. AI will do it faster. Its output isn't just what we take as gospel. They will be looked at by scientists here. So our aim is to gather all this information. Then the UK gardeners will be able to find the information eventually when it's available online to help their choices in plants.
Scientists continue to use AI to help us find the best plants to help our garden ecosystems. But if you're planning on designing your own garden with AI, remember, make your prompts clear and exact. Tell it the things you want to keep and maintain. Give it as much information as you can, but always do your own research. And if you're in doubt, get expert advice. As technology evolves, it's offering us more tools for gardening beyond the trowel and the fork. But when it comes to creating our own outdoor spaces, it's really only hard graft that gets the job done. And there's no greater feeling than seeing the results of getting stuck in.